What's up, people? After a hiatus, longer than my male member's oppressive powers after seeing a Zoe Quinn cosplay blowjob on Pornhub, I'm back to have a little discussion with you about not only my terrible accent, it's just I really don't know what nationality this is, and I kind of thought if it needs to be gravelly and not. This is social justice on Encyclopedia Dramatica. Now, this page is full of facts. Facts wrapped in hilarity. So we'll save it for last. But I want to talk to you about something that has been going on for a little while. It's a fairly recent thing, but I think it's gone under the radar and deserves more attention. And it's very difficult to find if you're actually looking for it, but you'll run into it by mistake pretty easily if you talk in the comments anywhere about this kind of stuff. One of the things that I noticed when I was having an internet argument or 2 or 10, or, well, let's just be honest, I spend all of my time behind a keyboard and I don't do anything else. So I was having internet arguments and I noticed that more than one person had said something to the tune of, "Oh, you're still saying SJW? Ha ha! That's so outdated. Grow up, kid." And it struck me as, snowflake throw it back at you syndrome, where the special snowflakes try to basically pull a towel-y, "Your towel," and go, "Oh, no, I'm not the snowflake. You're the snowflake. Aha, I have won the argument." It doesn't work that way, snowflakes. You can't take something that's a tailored meme just to make fun of a subset of individuals and then invert it like that. You can't just go like if you were black and someone said, "Ha ha, you're dark-skinned," and you responded to the pastiest, whitest motherfucker who was saying that to you with, "Ha, no, you're dark-skinned." Well, one of them would be correct, and one of them would just be you being stupid. You'd have to come up with something else, like, "You're a Ritz cracker. Delicious, and I don't know why I chose this as an insult." So, apparently, the new solution for the social justice warrior to dismiss the social justice warrior, or SJW term, is to go into comment sections and to say that social justice warrior is not a thing, or that, dismissal of you saying SJW. I don't have to respond to anything that you said, because you said SJW, and that's so old-fashioned and outdated. It's not even a thing anymore. It's so cute that you're still using that. Are you that behind the times? You think that's like a thing that people say. It's not even a real thing. La 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 la. So they spend all this time trying to convince people that, if they repeat it often enough, it'll be true, right? If you repeat it over and over, it becomes the truth. And that's what they're going for, is that social justice warrior, or SJW, is only used by people who are old crotchety bastards that just want an easy way to talk shit about other people. Well, I want to go through some things, because I don't know where the recent dismissal has come from, but this is Wikipedia. This article is shit, and most of the people editing it are probably also shit, but let's go to the bastion of social justice warrior retardation, Rational Wiki. Now, I need to give you a little background about Rational Wiki. Rational Wiki was founded by a bunch of atheists, right? A bunch of atheists who wanted to mock people who did, like, the religion thing. In fact, you can kind of, if you go through it, you can kind of tell them. There are actually some pages, very few, but there are some pages where they make fun of things that are just objectively bad or stupid, like holistic medicine. Like, no, you're not going to cure your wrist and penis cancer by rubbing St. John's wort on your skin. It's just not going to happen. And if you buy a little tincture of something called real water concentrate, well, P.T. Barnum would like to have a word with you. Anyway, this trash fire called Rational Wiki, they have an article on Social Justice Warrior. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this because these people have way too much time to try and fabricate an elaborate intellectual architecture from which to say, no, but that's not how it works. Glenn Beck, what the fuck? Okay, so let's go down the list here. They say that it has become a toxic shame word. Threatened by SJW advocacy, use the term social justice warrior in a pejorative, snarly form. So right away, they're lying. It's not necessarily used in a pejorative, snarly form. See, the thing is, most of the behaviors that fall underneath a package called social justice warrior are, in fact, bad behaviors. So it is pejorative because it means you're being an asshole. And you know what? Last I checked, being a shithead was not something that is complimentary. So yes, calling you something that is synonymous with being a shitty person is indeed pejorative. Let's move on. We'll get to snarly in a minute. In theory, one can discredit and dismiss SJWs and their arguments simply by labeling them a bloody SJW with no follow-through or accompanying counter-argument. This is hilarious because it's not what happens. People who call other people social justice warriors, or SJWs, what they do is they throw that out there and then they explain why. Now, I'm sure you can find plenty of instances of people throwing around words without any further computation in their brain. We call those people NPCs. Well, why is foamy going off? That's really weird. Okay. I have a squirrel on my phone. I'm sorry. So we'll just turn that off so that you don't have to hear that ever again. Anyway, these people are basically saying, oh, people just say SJW and they don't actually do anything with it. It's just a way to shut down conversation. That's all that this is saying. That's really all that all of this is saying is, oh, it's just an attempt to shut people up and not have to argue with them. The truth of the matter is that you can label someone an SJW, which is an easy way to refer to a large variety of behaviors with one term. You can refer to them as that and use it as an argumentation point because most people know what an SJW encompasses. Most people have run into one or have seen one on the internet or on the news. Most people know what SJW means. But here, look, snarl word. This is what I wanted to get to. Loaded language. Snarl word is a derogatory label that can be attached to something in order to dismiss their importance or worth without guilt. Men's rights activist is often used as a snarl word, but SJW is not. See, the problem is, when someone accuses you of being a men's rights activist, people in the men's rights activism sector typically are not looking for a fight with these social justice lunatics. They want equality for everyone, and this is objectively the case. You can ask the vast majority of them, and you'll find that they're more concerned with not circumcising baby boys and with not treating men in a less preferential way, treating women more preferentially in family court. That's pretty much most of what they care about. You got the MGTOWs and all that, and they're a little nutty, but those people are not men's rights activists. They are a completely different category, much as they love to mush them together. But here you've got SJWs, which really are just nutty feminists, or whatever you want to call it. They engage in objectively bad behaviors. All of them do. It is a catch-all for people who defend women, but do so in a way that is usually both disingenuous and the primary purpose of which is to build up themselves. The concept of virtue signaling. right? Virtue signaling. So let's just go through this. So they call it a snarl word. Basically, that's just another way of saying, oh, people who say SJW just say it to shut people down. No, if you're being an asshole, you're being an asshole, and it's not shutting you down to call you an asshole, and it's not dismissal to just say you're an asshole. Now, if they don't say anything else, well, then, that's not really an argument, but that holds true of any term. So we don't really need to be told that if you just say a word and then don't say anything else, that you haven't asserted anything. That's not shutting you down. That's just not having a conversation in the first place, and frankly, it's probably safer to do that. I can't stop looking at these pokeberries over here. I love these pokeberries. They got a really nice style. Anyway, we're moving on. Used by those liberal... a snarl word used by the reactionary radical right to dismiss the concerns of... Yeah, it's not dismissing the concerns of. It's more the fact that you are usually hurting other people or abusing them or engaging in behaviors that are borderline illegal or at the very least socially reprehensible. That's a big difference from dismissing your concerns. Let's just move on. This is too much information, lying information, to break it all down. So let's see. Some of the assorted negative traits attributed to SJWs include. Now, let's go down this list and see how accurate it is. Because, remember, I said SJW is a term... Oh, what's my time limit? I keep forgetting I only have 15 minutes. God, I've only got 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to break this up. Shit. Well, maybe we can make it quick. I only got 3. Needlessly hysterical, permanently outraged attitude to social ills, being too dogmatic in black and white. Yeah, I'm reading all of this. Okay. Maybe we can just end the video on this, guys, because Rational Wiki posted something that's not false right here. You can ignore the attributed to. Let's see. I don't think you can, control select. Yes, you can. Yeah, some of the assorted negative traits of SJWs include all this stuff. Their complete inability to laugh at themselves. Holy shit. Have you seen Coraline Ada MK and her Linux raping? That's pretty much it. Equating pious humorlessness with moral rectitude. Rectitude, you can shove this up your rectitude. So I would love to go through all this, but I've still got the 15-minute limit on YouTube. Let's, extremely quickly, problems with the term. Shutting down conversation. Well, it only shuts down conversation if you let it shut down conversation. The truth is, you know what it means, and you just don't like the fact that you're an asshole, and that someone called you an asshole. Trolling. Yeah, well, if you weren't so easily trolled, it wouldn't be so funny to screw with you. Demographics. Generally young, white, and spend their time on social media condemning those who fail to live up to their own moral and ethical standards. Common criticism of SJWs, they are themselves not members of the group that they defend. These are true. These are not mere assertions, they are the truth. They are actually how this thing works. So, the beauty of reading articles on Rational Wiki is if you already are familiar with the truth and can sift through the bullshit, you can actually use these feminazi websites as reference material for facts. If you need to explain something to someone, you can go here, ignore all the lies and the bullshit, and it basically becomes a giant reference book for reality. See, the people editing this are self-aware that they're shitty social justice cunts, but they think that that's okay, and it's not okay because it makes you a giant asshole. So we'll go through more of this another time. I'm out of time. OBS Studio is laughing at me. Thank you for being here for my return, and I wish I could do a joke about tufted mouse's tit. The bird's silly. I gotta go. But the bottom line is, social justice warrior, their newest tactic is dismissal of the term as a valid thing. Haha, it's old and you're stupid. Bye.